What's up, DBI? It's me, Riz here, and this isn't a roleplay review. This is really, as it kind of says over my head, this is just news about DBI, about Dragon Ball Infinity. Um, some of you may know, some of you may not. Zote recently has parted ways with the mud. He's no longer a administrator on DBI, and he didn't really tell at least me as a reason why. And the only thing I can say is, best of luck to you, Zote. Thank you for what you did, and if you ever want to come back, if you want to stay back as a mort, you're more than welcome to. Doors are always open. With that said, I wanted to make this video to kind of address that right out the gate, and just make it known that if people are wondering like, hey, where's Zote? What's going on? Yeah, no longer an admin. But I also wanted to thank Zote for the things that he did do. He came on a little, I want to say around a year ago, and this is when we were kicking strong with the Iserian Proving, which was his brainchild. He came up with the whole idea, and Luke and I, Rendo even, Khonshu, all of us kind of wanted to really help him push this idea along and to get this going. And it really did kind of kick off a big resurgence of roleplay. And so that was its own thing. We had this great tournament. Putting that on was a lot of fun. And the Proving may have lost its steam along the way, but I think it's still something that we should always remember and always kind of look back to on, and I think we can look back onto it fondly. And another one of Zote's brainchild, and probably the highlight of 2022, was definitely Noir, right? He was, I can't remember which one he was, but he was either Bangers or MASH, but those role plays were probably some of the best role plays that we've ever seen, and definitely most hype streams we've ever had. It actually gave me the idea to even have a stream, and I think if we were to say over the last 3 years, what's just the community's favorite idea that has come into roleplay, it would probably be up there. Like Bangers and MASH and Noir would probably be number one. Above everything, because it just really got everybody to kind of make a character and want to get involved with these stories. And again, another Khonshu was involved, another Zote idea. And the last one that I really want to talk about is what we've been kind of working on now, and that is the RP dice system, the RP health system. A brainchild of Khonshu and Eichenbahn, but when we kind of sat Zote down and was talking to him like, hey, like what do you as the roleplay admin think about how combat happens here, he was kind of giving us the lead ideas that led us into the brain trust that then became the start of the RP dice system and the RP health system. So wherever that goes, still his brainchild. And I just want to say, thanks Zote. Thank you for your time here at DBI. Thank you for assisting us on the forums and in the logs, and for what you did do in roleplay. You left your mark, and that's really all we can ever ask. So thank you for that. And then I guess the next thing I want to kind of say is the RP admin position on DBI is one that I always say is the hardest position on staff, and the most underappreciated, because you can build for 3 to 4 months and make this big grandiose area, and it's got all these quests in it, and you've got all these programs going, and people love it. They gain there all the time. The gear is great out of it. Everybody goes to this area, and it's really a staple of the grind, either mid, early, or late game in the game. But eventually the area is done, it's installed, and the work is done. Of all the years that I've been on DBI as an admin, I've done one area, and that's it. And it took me a very long time to do it, and it's not that great. It's very mid, but it's in there, it's one, and it's done. When it comes to the roleplay admin, I say it's the hardest. I won't say it's the hardest, but it's the most consistent position on the game, because you can spend months planning and role playing and making videos, reviewing logs, and it's not one and done. You could do that for 3 months with one arc. That arc finishes, and if you're a good RP admin, then people are going to want to continue to roleplay, and so your job is never really done. The RP admin position requires you to be involved in roleplay. It requires you to read logs and respond to them and kind of push the game into this side game that exists within DBI. So you are the driving force behind it. And I know that Luke and I have been that driving force for a very long time. It may seem kind of intimidating to come in and see, like, oh, well, there's Riz, there's Luke, they're going to do their thing, they're going to do these videos, but we really are looking for an individual to kind of take the mantle from us and to really make RP their own, to, I won't say change the meta and the status quo of what RP is, but to make it their own, add their own little twist to it. And on top of everything else that I mentioned, making RP fun, being a bad guy, being a punching bag, trying to invent new stories, or just something fun to do on the channel. On top of reading then the logs that come from it, rewarding the roleplay points, reviewing people's skills and abilities with them, talking about it, trying to balance things. It's a job that's very hard. I'm not gonna lie, this job is very hard. It's the one that is most involved with the players, and take it as somebody whose real job is working with people and managing people. Working and managing with people is the worst part about it, because you just got to be that asshole sometimes and say, yeah, no, I'm sorry, but this ability doesn't make you fully invulnerable even for 30 seconds once a week. That's too overpowered, so you got to change something. Or reading something and be like, hey, like, you're kind of role playing beyond your tier, could you get back to it? And then like, oh, I don't think I'm doing that. Well, you kind of are. That's the way it reads, and it just becomes a whole thing. And you kind of paint this target on your back of asshole RP admin. But them's the breaks, right? So I can understand why doing this for a while and I've taken a break, Luke's taken a break, everybody's taken a break. I can see why doing this for a while you're like, yeah, I want to step away from it. So with that, again, no hard feelings to Zote. I wish him the best. If he wants to come back and roleplay, absolutely. But yeah, it's not an easy job. It's constantly going if you're good, right? If you're a good roleplay admin, there are always people wanting to roleplay and engage in your setting. You're promoting roleplay and you're wanting multiple people to be roleplaying at once, which means there's going to be multiple logs on the forums. There's going to be a lot of reading that you have to do, and I mean, we're approaching 30, boys. 40 for some of us, and that's not a whole lot of time to have a real life, try to enjoy DBI yourself as a player, and then do all the admin work on top of it. Luke and I, and hopefully any of the other admins who want to help out, are going to hunker down and take care of it, and we're going to take role play, our baby, and make sure that it's taken care of and keep going forward. But with this, I am going to open it up to say that